on, fam? This is Raul from QB and Kennel. Today we're going to be talking about kibble. We're going to be talking about quality and price and where I rank them. Also the types of mixes I do to make sure that they become economical in my yard. Now, for the most part, you know I like to feed raw, but there are times, especially in winter time, that I will go ahead and feed kibble. It adds, fat to your dog. It actually helps them fill out real well during the cold weather. Keep in mind, dogs have a metabolism that's 7 times faster than us humans, so they could actually gain and lose weight rather quickly, especially when it's cold, because it takes the body. The first kibble that I want to talk to you about is Victor puppy food and Victor food in general. These are the kibble that I used when I first started out as a breeder, and I'm going to tell you, it did wonders for my dogs at the time. It actually fills them out real well. It brings good nutrition, and it has good dense calories in there. The drawback for Victor, in my opinion, is the price. I mean, you're looking at $44 to $47 roughly for a 44-pound bag, and all in all, my dogs go through that rather quickly. But all in all, I do feel that that's one of the better feeds out there, at least for us here. The number 2 kibble that I like to recommend and that we use here at QBN is sports mix. Believe it or not, it's actually one of the cheaper dog foods out there, but it's actually pretty good. It's not as good as Victor. I'm not going to rate it as high, but for the price, it definitely serves its purpose. It's $25 a bag for a 44-pound bag of sports mix. And what I usually do is I'll go ahead and buy a Victor bag and a sports mix bag. I actually mix them, and this is what I feed my dogs. It actually brings that Victor price down, and it actually elevates the quality of the overall food from sports mix to Victor, and it gets you somewhere in the middle, and that way it becomes economical, and that way you're getting. Number 3 kibble that we would like to recommend as far as us using it here at QBN is none other than Diamond dog food. We've also used it from the very inception. I always preferred Victor because the poop was a lot easier to clean up, at least in our kennel. Diamond definitely brings the nutrients along. I've seen dogs thrive on Diamond. It would be my number 3 solely because Victor's poop is actually a lot more formed. Sports mix poop, in my opinion, is a lot more formed. For some reason on Diamond, my dog's poop is a little bit more mushy, if you will, and therefore it just becomes a little bit harder for me to clean up. But all in all, it's very nutritious. The price of Diamond, I have seen it actually fluctuate lately from between $37 and $35. It's actually not a bad price for the quality of dog food that you're getting. But again, it's number 3 on our list for a reason, and it could get a little bit messy. Fam, number 4 on our list is Blue Buffalo. Now, I tried Blue Buffalo once for a month on my dogs. If you're out here and you're a serious breeder, you need to experiment, you need to figure things out so that you can see what works and what doesn't work in your yard. Blue Buffalo actually worked, but a while back I saw a couple of recalls or whatnot. I read some news about it, so I actually shied away from it a bit. But all in all, for the $38 price, it's one of the better dog foods out there. If you can overlook the recalls and the couple 5 on my list, is going to surprise you. It's one of the cheapest dog foods out there. But I do have to put a disclosure next to it. I don't feed this exclusively. I do mix it with my Victor or mix it with my sports mix, okay? Preferably with the Victor. And it's called Retriever. That's the brand. And it's Retriever High Protein. They sell it for $19.99, a 52-pound bag at Tractor Supply. And like I said, you're able to mix it, brings the cost down on your Victor, and it also improves the quality of the dog food that you're getting. Again, kibble, this type of kibble, I usually like to give it in cold weather months because it brings a lot of carbohydrates into the dog. The dog is able to cope with it a lot better during the winter months than it will in the summer months. I will under no circumstance give this to my dogs during the summer. So again, Retriever. Number 6 on my list is 4Health. You're able to get this in Tractor Supply. It's the Tractor Supply brand, okay? I would actually have rated this particular dog food a lot higher if it wasn't for the price. At least in my Tractor Supply, you can get a 44-pound bag anywhere between $42 and $48, depending which one that which particular formula you're getting. Again, I feel that the quality of it does not substantiate the price, and therefore we have it rated as number 6. But all in all, is actually good, nutritious food for your dog. We did notice that our dog's allergies went down with this food. Maybe it's the reason why they've raised the price to where they have. Again, it's one of those things you need to try out. But as far as bang for your buck and an improvement for your kennel, number 7 on my list, it's going to surprise you. Taste of the Wild. Taste of the Wild, I actually tried it out here in my yard for about 2 or 3 weeks. For whatever reason, it just made my dog's stool very loose. They never necessarily overcame that, and therefore that's why I discontinued it. Also, the price at $48.99, that's almost 50 bucks a pop. I don't know, I just didn't see the benefit did not outweigh the price, nor did it, balance out. So this is why I have it rated at number 7. Now, I have in the past mixed Taste of the Wild with Victor, okay, and I've had some decent results. But again, do you really want to spend 50 bucks on a food that you have to mix with something else in order to feed your dogs? This is what happened in my yard. And number 8 on our list is Pedigree. Now, Pedigree is one of the lower brand dog foods. Pedigree Adult comes in a yellow bag. They a lot of times give you an extra 4, 5, 6 pounds of dog food. Again, exclusively, I would never just feed that to my dog, but I will definitely go ahead and mix it with something like Victor or even Sports Mix for that matter. This would be food that I would only use during the winter time to fatten up my dogs. That would be the only time I would use this. Again, outside of that, I wouldn't. Also, it makes your dogs poop a little. I'll tell you right now, number 9 on our list is Sports Mix K9 Next. Okay, not to be confused with the Sports Mix Black Bag 2420, which is the one I spoke of that's ranked number 2, okay? Sports Mix K9X, in my opinion, way too high in protein. Way too high in protein for my taste. It got to the point that my dog's fur started getting brittle. I had to cut that off real quick. You definitely don't want to give that to one of your pups because, like I've spoken of before about knuckling over, you could actually cause their tendons and whatnot to underdevelop, and therefore create a problem that you might not even have to begin with. Again, also the price that goes along with it, I just find it to be way too much. But that particular food does have its use. Now, if you were to maybe get that with that much high protein and mix it with something that's a lot less protein. Number 10 on my list, okay, is Purina Dog Chow. Hey, you can't beat it. $23.98, 23 bucks. You can get it at Walmart. It's accessible. It's a food that you can mix with, say, something of higher quality like, say, Victor. It's gonna fill your dogs up. It's gonna make them, thicken them up, make them a little bigger so they can handle the cold weather better. And also, it's gonna help you with price. It's gonna bring that Victor dog food price down, and it's gonna raise up a little bit more of the quality of what you're actually getting in Purina Dog Chow. Fam, this has been Raul from QB&K. I hope I've answered your questions. I hope that my ranking helps you out in any which way. As you can see, I do mix the cheaper brands with the higher brands and see what works best for me. But also keep in mind that all in all, we do feed raw foods, and we also make our own food here for our dogs. I only do it for the cold weather in order to have them thicken up. I would not feed my dogs any one of these kibbles that are high in carbohydrates, especially in the summer months, because then you're going to be running into a lot more of allergic issues and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Fam, I hope that this has helped.